Hello from Kazakhstan's quirky capital, Astana. It's our second day exploring the city and we've crossed the river to see the other side of Astana. I'm sure this side of Astana will offer some more incredible buildings, architecture, and of course a bit more quirkiness in this modern and new city. So join us as we take a look around Astana, starting with maybe the biggest presidential palace I've ever seen. Let's go. We've read mixed things online because we're basically in the park beside the presidential palace. And did you not read online?
Yeah, so I read somewhere apparently if you're walking like up, I don't know if it's this area, but it's like the Presidential Avenue or something, and there's the guy, like the police or the guards kind of patrolling, and apparently if you have a camera they'll tell you to put it away. But I was just taking pictures there of the palace, and Dan had we've got the GoPro out, and they've not said anything, so unless it's a different area, I don't know, but here it seems to be okay. Because
this area maybe is a bit guarded by trees, so you can't really get a proper picture, but...
So I wonder if it's like, it's like the road leading to the palace, so it could be around the other side.
Yeah.
I'm not too sure, but I'm sure we'll find out.
Yeah, that's where we're heading to get a better view to show you just how big this place is. It's absolutely incredible.
It's a nice bit to walk. You've got like the riverside, you've got the palace, there's trees, it's very green. Well, it would be in summer, it's still a little bit brown, but it's very like a lot of nature, which is nice.
Yeah. Especially
in like a city. So yeah, we'll continue on and we'll show you, hopefully, when we get to the other side.
But we've got our first view of this side of the city for the first time. Like all the big skyscrapers, fancy buildings. There's one that looks a bit like a pagoda, like very Chinese styled. But it's amazing to be walking around the city where all the buildings are no more than 30 years old. Because most of Astana was built from mid-90s onwards after it became an independent country. So yeah, we're walking through basically a brand new city, which is very different compared to where we've been in the past, like ancient cities in Pakistan and stuff. So it's pretty cool. So we're getting our first view of the palace from the front. You can see it just there. It's absolutely huge, but we're gonna go closer. But first I want to tell you about the two gold towers behind me. Are pretty amazing because you can see these two like buildings there, towers, and the same one on this side. If you look at it from above, it symbolizes the wings of an eagle. So the two gold buildings are like the ends of the wings as such that would attach to the body. So yeah, everything's really well thought out here. Obviously it's a completely planned city, but yeah, how cool is that? There's the palace. Let's head there and check it out. So just before we get to the palace, another thing that's crazy is everything's built in one line. So the pyramid is in line with the palace is in line with the Baiterek tower. Behind that you've got the mall that's also in a straight line, the Shatyr mall. So everything's thought out so well. But yeah, the view from this little platform up here is pretty epic. So everything is in a line. You've got the Baiterek tower, and then past there you've got the mall that looks like a tent. So pretty cool. So there is quite a big security presence around this area, as you'd expect. The officers do come up to you if you've got a camera, but they kind of just ask what you're up to, like just ask if you're a tourist. If you say yes, they ask where you're from, and then they kind of let you on your way. So yeah, they're definitely not anti-photo or anything like that. They're just watching out for the building. So yeah, you can take as many pictures as you like.
Well, here we are. We've arrived at the presidential palace and it is massive, absolutely huge. We've been to the White House in the US and this is definitely much bigger. It's actually one of the, I think, top 5 biggest presidential buildings in the world, or certainly one of them. It's huge. It's very interesting, the whole area. There's a few kind of buildings around here surrounding it, but you can't go, so you can walk on, there's like a kind of deck you can walk along, but you can't go down into this centre bit, but we get a good view up here. So the area that we're walking on, there's a lot of like guards. It's very, very heavily guarded. But we've spoken to a couple of them and they're all very friendly. They say you can walk around, which is cool. You just can't go into the centre bit. You're allowed to take pictures, which we're quite surprised at because we'd actually read somewhere, I think I read a blog online, and they had said when this person went, they weren't able to take any photos. They had to like hide your camera in your pocket. But I think things have changed, and certainly in the last few years here in Kazakhstan. Again, another thing that you notice is another vlog we watched from a few years ago. They came here and there was no English in the museum. That's all changed as well. So I do think Kazakhstan seems to be turning into more of a kind of touristic country. It's obviously doing things to improve for tourism and people to come and visit, which is quite nice. It's such a cool city. We've really enjoyed so far the time here. Another interesting fact about the presidential palace, it cost 185 million US dollars to build, and it was only built in 2004. So it's relatively new, like the rest of the city, I guess. It is relatively new, with a lovely blue dome on top as well. Another cool building here in Astana, which, yeah, it's just a mad city this, but so far, so good.
Honestly, some of the friendliest security in that area.
Yeah, the guy at the top, like he obviously saw us taking pictures and videos, and then he offered to take a picture for us, and then he kind of started chatting to us a little bit with Translate, but yeah, so nice. He's like, do you like our country? Yes, we do. He's like, ah, good. So it's, yeah, people are nice. I think the perception we had about Kazakhstan, I guess, we didn't really know.
Like the stereotype, yeah.
I guess, yeah, stereotype, I suppose, is maybe like, don't want to talk, like, not so interested in tourists, but people are nice.
Yeah, so friendly.
It's the thing you realise when you travel more and you go to different countries, people all over the world are the same. They're interested in why you're at the country, they're usually just curious, and they'll usually just want to know what you're up to. And once you told them, they're like, oh, nice, cool. Yeah. And then that's it. But yeah, it's been another good day so far in Astana.
Absolutely love it here.
Yeah. And one other thing we've noticed as well, there's a lot more tourists than we were expecting. We've noticed a lot of like couples. There were some Americans we heard back there.
Some from India.
A guy from India. And our tour guide yesterday was telling us that she gets majorities Germans, Polish, and then Indian, or like she said the 3 main ones. But every hour she said she gets foreign tourists. Yeah. And it's become more popular in the last few years. So yeah, it's good.
But now we're off to the most iconic building in all of, maybe even Kazakhstan, but certainly Astana. So let's head there. This would be something I would absolutely love to see live and in person, but unfortunately we're not here in the States. But this poster says that Astana's hosting the World Nomad Games, and it's really interesting. Basically it highlights the traditions of the nomad people, their sports and just their culture. But yeah, I'd love to go see it. Some of their sports are super violent and yeah, very unique. I've seen videos online of, it's a sport where they basically fight on horses with a goat carcass as like the ball. It's yeah, such a unique culture that hopefully we'll find out more about and see.
Next stop on our wee tour of Astana is Baiterek, this monument behind me, and it's pretty cool. The story behind it is it's meant to symbolise a tree going up, and the golden ball on top is meant to be the eagle's egg, because there's an eagle on the flag of Kazakhstan, and this is obviously the kind of bird of Kazakhstan, but that's what it's meant to symbolise. It's a pretty iconic monument here. You can head up the top, somewhere there, and then we're going to go and check it out to see if the price first of all, and if it's in our budget we're going to go up and yeah, get a cool view of the city from there, but pretty nice. Cool, nice gold lift. So we're now in the golden egg. We're in the golden dome. Oh, my ears just popped.
Yeah,
did you feel that?
Check out this view.
Oh, you can see it. This is cool now.
Look at the palace.
Yeah.
That's the eagle wings.
Nah, that's ace.
And the tickets were 2,000 per person, so
It's about 4 quid.
yeah, can't complain at that for this view. So
But the cool thing is, so what we can see now, we can see all the way back to basically where we started yesterday,
yeah,
to the Independence Monument, because it's all on a straight line, and we're now down here.
you see the pyramid actually
Oh yeah, directly behind as well.
behind the palace.
Yeah.
That is so cool.
Yeah,
It's crazy. It's such a cool city.
And wow, so see if you look there, see behind the like high-rise buildings?
Yeah.
There's just nothing. It's just flat, barren land.
That is unbelievable.
So you actually, the city, it's like it just stops all the way round. You can see it. It just,
So
the city just
strange.
cuts off. And then it's just nothingness, land for miles. Because it's so flat. There's like no mountains.
Such a worthwhile experience coming up here.
Yeah.
Being up here, you really get a sense of just how modern Astana is. All the buildings you can see are just, yeah, look super modern, not very old. There's loads of unique buildings as well, like you can see the mall in the distance that we're going to go to next. The library that's shaped like an egg. There's a mosque. And then there's all these modern apartment blocks. There's a football stadium in the distance. And then there's a really tall building as well. It must be one of the tallest, if not the tallest, in Kazakhstan. So yeah, such a unique experience coming up here. And a bird's eye view of the city.
So we've come up a level. There's 3 levels actually. We've come up to the middle level, which actually I think give you the best views. But there's a bit in the middle, and there's people queuing all the way around to get up to the top level. And it looks like it's like a photo spot. But I think this is actually better. But I don't know what's in the middle. But if you look, there's literally, they're queued all the way around.
Check the details on the roof as well. Pretty cool.
Yeah, I think it's meant to be like, well, maybe pigeons or, well, maybe not seagulls, I don't think seagulls are. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, this is definitely the best floor. You get enough space to yourself to take in the views.
And there's a few benches you can sit in, chill. But I imagine in summer how hot it gets because it's all glass. Okay, they've got these aircon units. But even right now, when it's like 12 degrees outside, it's actually really warm in here.
Yeah.
So I can't imagine in plus 30 degrees how it would feel in this like heat dome. Oh my god, I'd die.
Our last vlog in Astana, we kind of thought a lot of the things were very quiet and we were the only ones there at a lot of things, but it's a Saturday today in Astana and it's got such a better atmosphere. Things seem busy. The park we're walking through to the mall is, yeah, really nice. Everybody's just out enjoying the Astana sunshine. But our next stop is probably the most unique mall I've ever seen in my life, so let's head there. Enjoying the sunshine?
Loving the sunshine, yeah.
Yeah. You can actually see how far we've walked today. All the way in the background. The GoPro might not pick it up, but you might see the presidential palace. You'll definitely see the Baiterek. It's all just along this street, and you can just walk right down the middle of it all, where we're going next to the mall, and it's just, again, it's straight in line, just through this archway, is the Shatyr Mall. That's where we're heading next. So we have arrived at Shatyr Mall, and as you can see, it's got quite a unique design. It's actually one of the world's largest tent structures, and it's pretty cool. Basically, because Astana has really warm summers and really cold winters, the material it's made of cools it in the summer and heats itself up in the winter months. So it's won all sorts of awards for its design. There's some pretty unique things inside, so let's head in and we'll show you around the mall. What a building. We've said that about every building in Astana, but really they don't just build your average mall, they build one of the most unique malls in the world. So we can get a proper view of the mall, and it is massive. Like, there's so much going on right now. It's like I don't know what to kind of look at first, but there's a monorail that goes around the kind of top of the mall. There's like a kids park area, like a kids park, like a dino park. So there's like animatronic dinosaurs, tons of shops. There's obviously more kind of play areas for kids, food courts, and then shopping as well. But the cool thing about this mall is that on the very top floor, the majority of the top floor is actually taken up by something called the Beach Club, which is actually an indoor, like, man-made beach pool area, which
which is pretty interesting to have this in a mall shaped like a tent. But the coolest thing about that is they do have real sand up there, and that real sand they imported from the Maldives, of all places. Like, what on earth? So yeah, it's a pretty cool mall, I'll tell you that.
Unfortunately, it's quite expensive to go in. It's £25 a head on the weekend, which today is. But here's what it would look like. You can see it's got sand from the Maldives, and this is the top of a mall. This whole beach club. Top of a mall in the middle of Astana here in Kazakhstan. Pretty unique. I don't know any other malls that have got a beach resort on the roof shaped like a tent. Yeah, absolutely bonkers, but it's here in Astana if you want to visit.
That is us finished our second day here in Astana. Just finished in the mall. We've had a really great day. It's been awesome seeing all these incredible structures, and we've really enjoyed it. But hopefully you'll join us for the next one, where we're actually going to do something a little bit different than what we're used to. And we just spent the last half an hour, maybe longer, in the supermarket purchasing some Kazakh snacks. So fingers crossed we've managed, because it took a lot of research, and we hope you'll join us in the next one for that. See you then!